Hey, what's up? My name is Nigel, and in today's video we're going to be talking about how I stabilize my video. And some of it is actually going to involve a cup of coffee. So tip number one, we're going to be talking about how to get some nice smooth motion with your camera, and the most effective and cheap way that I've found is to ride on a skateboard. Now this is going to involve learning how to ride on a skateboard properly, but this is going to be a very cheap but very effective way to get some really nice smooth motion with your camera. Now what a lot of YouTubers do is they get one wheels and they roll around on those things, and that's how they get their nice smooth shots. But as we all know, one wheels are really expensive, and a complete cruiser skateboard is going to cost you a fraction of what a one wheel is going to cost. So this is a cruiser board that I set up that I used to film skateboarding, and this whole setup cost me less than $100. I think the key thing here is you need to make sure that you get a board that has soft wheels. And what that's going to allow you to do is ride on more rough surfaces, and it's going to be a lot quieter too, so you're not going to be hearing the sound of your wheels rolling, which is really important. See how like completely silent it is? And I know that there is a slight learning curve to learn how to skateboard and be comfortable on it, but I think it's a really good skill to have. It'll improve your balance, and skateboarding is typically a hands-free sport, so you still have your hands available to you to operate your camera. So next, let's talk about gimbals. So this is the gimbal that I use. This is the DJI Ronin SC. Now there are a lot of other companies that make motorized gimbals, but DJI is just a brand that I trust because they've been doing it for a while and they have really solid products. This DJI Ronin SC, I've seen it go on eBay for like $250, which is a really good deal when you consider that this is one of the best gimbals that came out in the past couple of years. This is a really good investment, and I feel like in 2021, even though there is a lot of people that advocate for these mechanical gimbals and say that these give a much more natural fluid motion to them, I still think that if you're a beginner, it makes a lot more sense to get a motorized 3-axis gimbal like this, because this is going to give you better results faster than trying to learn one of these for a while will. But real quick, before we go on to the third tip, I want to talk about today's sponsor, which is Skillshare. Now, if you haven't heard about Skillshare before, basically it's an online learning community for creative and curious people. Skillshare offers a bunch of classes that are relevant for people like you and me, anything from video to photography to design. There are just so many classes on Skillshare where you can learn a lot more about a subject that you're interested in. So one class that I took on Skillshare recently was Short Films 101 by Gabriel Nogues. And in this class, he talks about how to plan, capture, and edit cinematic shorts. And I think that it would be a really good class for people who watch my videos, because if you're interested in taking some of the things that you've learned on this channel and applying them to an actual short, Gabriel talks about how you can kind of take any significant moment in your life and turn it into a cinematic short film. So that's one class that I would definitely recommend. And the really cool thing is that the first 1,000 people who click the link in the description below are going to get a free trial of a premium Skillshare membership. And even after that trial is done, a yearly plan is only like $10 a month, so it's a no-brainer. So once again, big thanks to Skillshare for sponsoring this video. So now let's talk about what I mean when I say that a cup of coffee can help you get steadier shots with your videos. I watch a lot of videos on people that have different opinions on how you should walk if you're trying to get smooth motion in your video. Some people say heel toe, some people say toe heel, some people say just go slow. In my personal opinion, I think that the heel toe makes the most sense, and I guess the way I think about it is that like it's smoother that way. The biggest thing that I think helps when you're trying to visualize it is pretend that you have a full cup of coffee. Try taking a full cup of coffee or just a full cup of water, filling it up all the way to the brim, and then just holding it loosely, but then trying to walk with it without spilling anything. That's, I think, the most accurate depiction of how to explain to people how you should walk with your camera. Having a really tight kung fu grip on your camera and, you know, tucking your shoulders in and then walking with it, every vibration that goes through your body is going to go through your camera. That's why I've said you need to have a nice loose grip with your camera and then walk with it as if it's a cup of coffee that you're trying not to spill. And that's what's going to render you the smoothest looking video. And that's what's going to give you the best results. when you try to add a little bit of post stabilization. Now, I never shoot my videos with thinking that warp stabilizer is going to fix everything. But here's something that I always consider, is that warp stabilizer is going to work a lot better if I do a better job at capturing the smoothest video I possibly can, because then that's going to give less work on the warp stabilizer effect, and it's going to render a much better result. And that's the biggest tip that I can give, is just think of your camera as a full cup of coffee that you're trying really hard not to spill. And if you watch any of my videos and you see like me walking behind someone or walking in front of someone and you think that I'm using a gimbal, I would say probably 8 times out of 10 I'm not using a gimbal or any kind of stabilization device. I'm just walking with my camera, but I'm doing it with that technique of trying to have a light grip on my camera and just pretending that it's just a full cup of coffee. Anyways, I hope those tips were helpful for you. If they were, it'd be really cool if you hit the like button. And yeah, I think that's all I have for you today. If you'd like to check out some more of my videos, you can click on either side of my face. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Later.